Hello, we are the Vaussies, and we have created a revolutionizing app called eKeys. Imagine, you're on your way to work when you suddenly realize, oh no, I've forgotten the house keys. Unfortunately, the door locks automatically when it's closed. Or, your best friend has invited you to her cabin. However, you mix up the dates and you arrive one day early. What do? Fear not, because this is where eKey comes in handy. In eKeys, you have a list of digital keys that you have access to. These can be your own keys to your own private accommodations, or say your friend's cabin key that they have shared with you. Furthermore, you are able to share access to your own private keys for a limited or unlimited amount of time to different people. These can all be, say, your friends, or say a carpenter, or someone that has to fix your house. And this is then the problem space we want to fix, which is then allocating and sharing of keys. Physical keys, they have been around for a long time, and yes, they have done a good job. However, there are several limitations to the physical key. These are, for instance, it's easy to lose them, and the whole process of sharing keys is quite time consuming. Hence, eKeys introduces an easier way to have an overview of your own keys, keys that have been shared with you, and keys that you have shared with other people.
Hello, my name is Caleb, and I'll be talking about the users of our app and our competitors. Firstly, there were two user profiles that were generated for this app, Clark Kent and Juliet Smith. Both users wanted the ability to give keys to their friends or families, but also had the issue of losing or breaking their keys. eKeys is our way of solving their issues. With the ability to easily share digital keys to people they know and never have to worry about going out to get new keys after losing or breaking them, as they will always be securely on their phone. When it comes to our competitors, Samsung Smart Door Locks and Yale Doorman, they are passcode locks for your door. The Digital's Key is a mobile app that you unlock to gain access to your house, with the ability to set restricted time access to workers. But what sets eKeys apart is the social ability to easily create groups that have access to that key and be able to remove and add people to them. This feature is super convenient because you can give your friends and family access to your property from the comforts of your couch. Another unique feature is the ability to set scheduled and repeating times so certain people or groups can only enter when you want them to. This will work perfectly when you are having a house party and want to make sure only people who are invited can enter the premise, as well as make sure that they can only enter at the designated party time.
This is the user scenario for Kent. Here we can see his profile. Kent just moved into a new home and wants to use the eKeys app to manage the access to the different locks in his home. He also wants to give his roommate Sarah access. He does this by going to My House, Edit Users, and as we can see, Sarah is already added under Main Users, but don't have access. By clicking the switch, she now has access. A weekend barbecue is coming up, and therefore he also wants to give his friend Alex temporary access for this weekend barbecue. By pressing Add Temporary User, filling out Alex's number, and setting the temporary time limits, Alex will have access from Friday 10:30 a.m. to Sunday 9 p.m. By clicking Send, Alex will receive a message with the required steps that is needed for him to gain access. Once this is done, he will pop up under temporary users, as we can see here. During this barbecue, Kent wants to know who has accessed his house during this barbecue. By going to notification, we can see a notification log of everyone that has accessed his house. Finally, he decides to add Sarah as an admin so she can manage the access to the locks as well. By going back to Edit Users, pressing Add Admin, filling out Sarah's number, we press Send, and When she has done the required steps, she will pop up under admins. This was the user scenario for Kent.
I will now demonstrate a user scenario from the perspective of our persona Juliet. Juliet just got a new phone number and wants to update her registered phone number in the app eKey so her friends can share keys with her in the future. She first has to log in, type in her password, log in to a profile page. This is her old phone number, edit, typing in her new phone number. Here you can see that the phone number has been updated. She's running late for her bus and storms out of the house. On the way to the bus, she locks the door to the apartment through the app. You can see that Juliet is renting a house from landlord Steve. She has full admin rights and no time limit on her key. Locked. You can see here that the lock icon to her house has been locked. At uni, she meets her boyfriend Peter. As Peter and Juliet visit each other a lot, Peter wants to share his house key with Juliet. We are now on Peter's phone. Peter presses the button to his house, edit users, add new users, typing in Juliet's phone number, send. You can see that Juliet has been added. He also wants to temporarily remove Jennifer's access as she is on holiday, and also delete Marin's access. Juliet wants to add Peter's house key to her favorite. She presses other keys, Peter's house key, and here you can see that Peter's house key has been added to her favorites.
I will talk about prototype review and feedback for this part of the presentation. Throughout the project, we have prototyped a low, medium and high fidelity version of the app. On the low and medium fidelity version, 10 user tests were conducted, which gave us insightful information on how intuitive the app was. Some of the improvements that have been done based on the feedback are the notification page. Some of the users tried to press the notifications, thinking it was a button and seeking to find more information. Therefore, we changed the design to an activity page and redesigned the activities to have more information available. The contact page. Some of the users we tested the app on did not understand that they could add contacts from the contact page because it looked too much like an overview page for the contact list, and the button for adding users did not stand out enough. The key page. When the user was going to lock the doors of a building, the user tried to press the key instead of the lock. To make it more intuitive, we removed the key that did not have any purpose for the functionality. The profile page. Some of the users did not think it was intuitive to press the change phone number button and tried to press the existing phone number to edit. We changed this for the high fidelity prototype. Thank you so much for listening. The Vaussies hope you enjoyed the presentation as much as we did in creating it.